Today, I'm honored to introduce the new president of Pulaski Technical College, Dr. Margaret A. Ellibee.
Good morning, everyone. Now, I'll just tell you right out, I'm going to be 52 in December, and I have to have lists for everything. So with that, I have a prepared speech. But what I really like to do, and what you'll find very, very quickly, is I just like to talk to all of you. And I'm going to tell you a couple things, and I'm starting to get choked up already. This is a family here. It is. And I haven't experienced this type of family and culture in a long, long time. That culture I had, as I always say, 100 years ago in Stuttgart, Arkansas. And it's a gift, folks, and you don't see it everywhere. And that type of gift, we are going to hang on and hold dear to our hearts in this college. We are all very important people. We are all skilled professionals. You all have skills that I don't have, and nor can I do ever, ever. I hope I can bring to the table for all of you skills that will support you in your jobs and for the success of our students. So that, first and foremost, please know that I value each of you, and I value this college, and I value the family and the culture that we have here. That will never change under my tenure. So I hope that's all right with you all. Now, the other thing that you need to know is all of you in the back row. Yeah, I see you all back there. You're on TV. And you have been on TV for the last hour. And all of our dear colleagues upstairs have been watching you all. And the reason I know this is I went up there. And I think, respectfully, that is the party room up there. So they're watching, and it's been enlightening to go up there and watch really what's been going on down here. So with that, I'm going to open with my remarks, and please know that these are all heartfelt. First and foremost, it's a joy to be here. It is a blessing. And as I always say, this tall girl is so blessed and fortunate to be here. So I thank you all. I thank you, Mr. Susky. I thank our tremendous leadership team. Again, the first time I walked into this institution, it was like family. And I hadn't even interviewed yet. And so that has been appreciated and valued. So I thank you all very, very much. I also want to thank our board entirely, Mr. Susky, our foundation board, Joyce, for the graciousness and the support that they've given to all of us in this time of transition. And that, too, is a gift you don't see at many institutions of higher education. So in that regard, we're very fortunate and blessed to have that. So thank you, sir, very, very much. As president, I know you're all very, very interested in what my thoughts are and expectations are of where we need to go in the future. We'll cut to the chase on that very shortly. I want to speak to how we will continue our growth and our future direction. All of which will involve each of you. Trust me, and I say that again, please trust me and know that continuing our success here at PTC will be a team effort based on excellence, clear and honest communication, and living the core values of respect, integrity, and commitment. And in my last part of my remarks, I'll let you know what makes this new president tick. And I'll address other burning issues, like, is she a Green Bay Packer fan? Can she call the Hogs? Did she play basketball or volleyball? And how tall is she really? First, let me speak to our college's future. Pulaski Technical College has distinguished itself as a leader in academic and technical education in Arkansas. That is because of you, our leadership team, our college board, our foundation, and all the positive ties we have with our communities and business and industry. Bottom line, we have a superb college based on smart, energetic, and good-hearted people. That's you. That's all of you. Let me reassure you, our future is going to honor, support, and ensure that we have strategic educational opportunities that make certain our college success as well as your professional success. It's foundational to our transformation and positive future. I know that if we do this, it will only contribute to empowering our students with the knowledge, application, and critical life skills that give them the ability to transform their future. We've been talking a lot about how we're transforming our future. That and how we do that goes to our students as well. And we will transform our students' future. In that, it's a win-win situation that's absolutely essential for a future filled for positive growth for both our students and for PTC. Looking at our future, we will continue to be a student learning-centered institution of higher education. Student learning-centered. Our work will be based upon continuous quality improvement. And I believe that's an expectation of both you and myself. How fortunate are we to be members of this college and continue to dedicate ourselves to educating and molding career and life visions for our students. We're very, very fortunate people. Those visions for our students are grounded in a sense of respect, being a productive and knowledgeable citizen, and having the ability to give back to their communities. Dedication to that vision is what we do and what we will always do at PTC for our students. Accomplishing our work will not only be centered on having a student learning focus, but implementing continuous quality improvement and also having a college future and a college culture that strives for a unity of purpose, employee engagement, teamwork, and strategic alignment. No matter what our roles here at this college, we are all essential to that mission. Each of us have unique skills and abilities that nobody else has, and you'll hear that a lot from me. We must all rely on each other to successfully do our jobs and succeed for our students. None of us is just an I'm just, and here's my story on that. I have lots of good stories. I've had former colleagues who say, well, I'm just a secretary. I'm just a vice president. I'm just a dean. I'm just a faculty member. You'll soon find out that that makes my hair gray and my head twirl around. None of us are just an I'm just the president. We are all unique individuals. We are all professionals. We all have skills and knowledges and abilities that none of us can replicate. So you are never an I'm just here at this institution of higher education. We all have to rely on one another. Everyone contributes to students' learning, and we will meet and exceed our students' and customers' expectations by ensuring educational value. And it is my hope that we will all be role models to our students in doing so. Our future college vitality and prosperity hinges on our sustained ability to embrace quality, innovation, and active application of ideas, testing of what works and what doesn't work and why, directly involving our business and industry partners, and being obsessed, folks, with lifelong learning. It is always staying on the forefront of what we do professionally, and that's what we have to do to be the best place that we are. Our programs and services are state-renowned, and we have distinguished ourselves by taking wonderful steps in the national arena of excellence. We're doing this by being involved in achieving the dream, Press for Completion, garnering NSF grants, and a host of other efforts. I expect this work to continue. We should be a national model of excellence now and well and into the future. I want, and I think all of you want too, people to come here and be able to benchmark excellence against us. We should do that. Speaking of initiatives, one thing you have to know about me as a president, I'm not a flavor of the month president. I believe in strategic planning, and I believe in strategic alignment. We have to look and carefully act on manage our growth so it all fits our puzzle. It's about matching what we do with what the needs of our students and community is now and will be in the future. Do we need to be agile and responsive? You betcha. Do we need to practice data-based decision-making, both qualitative as well as quantitative data? You bet. All of our programs and services need the necessary infrastructure to support them, and then again, how it all aligns in what we're trying to do and what we're trying to be. And that's the best technical college in the state of Arkansas. So here's the moment of truth. So what does this Pulaski Technical College picture look like? What does it hold for us? Well, here's the president's priorities for this year. And let me tell you right now, too, it is my sincere wish that as we move forward, we talk about these priorities and we work and think them through together. First, number one, starting classes next week. Okay? That's just common sense. As the professionals that we are, and this is what my mom and dad always said at about 6:30 when they left for work, and my brother and I, we were latchkey kids, so they'd leave for work, and my mama would hug us, and then she'd do the pat on the backside and say, go forth and do good things. So next week, we are going to go forth and do good things. I believe in each of you and the job that you do. As we step into our new year and our new future, you must know that I will be open and honest with each of you. Clarity of word and clarity of deed are tremendously important to me. One way we can address our communication processes here on campus is by implementing college conversations. These facilitated discussions, and Mike's going to talk about them in just a little bit, will address important topics of the college and will be open to all faculty and staff. We will discuss, plan, do, study, and act. And what is that, by the way? That's our continuous quality improvement cycle, and that's what we're going to do with our college conversations. We're going to implement those, and that's going to add to our quality. Number 2, in October, we have the almost infamous AQUIP HLC accreditation visit. This visit, folks, is all about our quality journey here at this college. We'll host our reviewers for almost a week as they speak to many of you and our committees on important quality projects. Let me tell you this, there is nothing to fear about this. Now, we may get a little gray hair, but there is nothing to fear. This has everything to do about ideas and points of improvement that we can do as we grow and we prosper in the future. As I mentioned earlier, quality is everybody's job here. It's mine, it's everybody's, doesn't matter. Number 3, our sustained, much focused work on retention and completion. These 2 educational cornerstones for student success are a must for our viable future. First and foremost, we owe it to our students to have an infrastructure in place that contributes to both. It's all of us working collaboratively on this priority. And let me tell you this, with retention and completion, and you know this, it's just not student services. It's just not faculty. It's just not the president saying it. It's all of us coming together and working on that as a team and a family. And to do so, it's all about what we have in place already and what we're working on. It's having a strong assessment component, having plans of study for every student, continuing our great orientations for our students, generating relevant, stackable certificates that lead to our degrees and offer our students viable options in both their career and higher education, and having relevant student services, an array of those in place for our students. As you know and see every day with our students, it's all about building a sense of belonging for them here at this college. And it's whether it's student government, it's how you and how we interact with them on a daily basis. We're all mentors to them. And that's the kind of belonging we have to sustain and grow here. This is number 4, it's the list, having a strong return on investment for our students, our communities, business, and industry. Whenever a president or administrator says ROI, most people start their hair standing on end. Here's what I believe on that. Yes, we have to look always at our budget. Pat will tell you that. And I've learned that already from her. I'm a quick learner. She took me to her office the first day I was here, and we had the lesson, and that was it. She said goodbye and good luck. But here's the return on investment. The return on investment is both economic. The return on investment is the value that our students get out of all of your programs, and they get a job. The return on investment is our state legislators looking at us and saying, wow, look what you all are doing with the budget you have. If you're doing that good, maybe we can find some more for you. That whole system is symbiotic. And all of it relates to one another. So don't ever get the hives when Margaret says return on investment, because we are all working on that together. We need to continue our future-focused programming. That contributes to our return on our investment. Bottom line, it's our ability to show positive impact to everybody, regardless who it is. Like I said, if it's the gentleman who bags my groceries at the Kroger, if it's Mr. Susky, any of us, because we have people who pay their taxes, and that money comes to this institution. And we need to be darn proud to show what we're doing and how we're doing it to them, so they see the difference in the impact we make for our students. Number 5, starting an international program and partnership for our students, faculty, and staff. Culturally, educationally, and economically, this just makes sense. It's preparing our students for a global world of work and education they will be entering or re-entering with their new degree or certificate. In addition, if we do this, and I hope we do, the ability to have our faculty and staff to travel abroad and learn the cultures of other countries, how they run schools of our size, what their programs are like, only helps us be the best we can be, and guess what? It also retains and helps our students. So let's look at that. Number 6, establishing a multicultural resource center. We have a diverse family, all of us. We have diverse students. Let's recognize that, and let's support them in the best way we can. Growing our service learning program and obtaining a VISTA partnership. Our communities deserve this, and educationally, it's one of the most relevant and insightful instructional strategy that I know of. It's connecting our classroom content to a project in the real world and having our students contribute to their communities. Now, I've heard from Mary Ann that we have some math and science faculty who are starting to look at service learning. And I thank you for doing that. I don't know who that is yet, but I need to find that out. But this is the type of initiative all of us, again, can participate in regardless what our classes are or what our programs are. Number 8, establishing a food pantry for our students who are in greatest need. This is the right time and the right thing to do for our students. Many of these students, and you know them, forego food for themselves just to pay for gas to get to campus or buy that required textbook. There is no reason why we can't do this. And it's our obligation to do that. Number 9, Mr. Susky touched on it before. It's continuing to grow our veterans services. Again, this is an obligation of this college, and we must do it for the folks who serve this country in so many ways. And I know we can. Am I confident in what our future holds? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am. I'm confident in each of you. Can we do these things? Yes, we can. Or you'll hear my northern accent come out and you'll hear "you betcha" a lot. It will take focus, hard work, and working together. Plus, we're going to have some fun doing all of that. And please know, and this is another thing that my parents taught me, we can do whatever we can and want to if we put our minds to it. And that's what we're going to do. Now, here's the burning issues part of the speech. Can I call the hogs? Yes, I can. I will not do it here, though. Catch me on campus, and we'll do it outside, and then people can run and be safe. And I have been a Green Bay Packer fan since really before birth. And Packer fans, oh, no, wait. Packers are good. Cheeseheads are good. And I'll tell you a quick story. When I was 6 years old, we went to my grandparents for Christmas. and Santa came. And Santa bought me a baby buggy with a doll and a Green Bay Packer helmet. I'm going to let you guess what I still have. It's the Packer helmet. Arkansas will be always home to me, as is Wisconsin and Michigan. My family is still in Wisconsin, and we have a little house in northern Michigan by Sleeping Bear Dunes National Park. If you've ever been there, or if you're going up next summer, let me know. We'll meet. I surf, fly fish, golf, and do triathlons. I love to read history, listen to any type of music except, I'm sorry, Mark, the hard rock. And trying to be a lifelong learner, I challenge myself every year to try to learn something new. And you notice I said try, okay? This year, I am learning how to play the tenor ukulele just for the fun of it. So is there any ukulele players in here? None. Okay, then again, you're all safe. I'll practice at home. I did play basketball in college, played at Iowa State 150 years ago. And it was a wonderful experience. And between that, my parents being involved in the FFA when I was in high school, and having and being blessed to have a host of life mentors, I have a strong work ethic, and I don't know everything. But I know when I don't know it, I know who to ask. And that's, again, what I expect all of you. It's never bad to ask a question. And last but not least, I am 6'2" with my heels on, and with, if you see me barefoot at home, I'm just plain old 6'1". Finally, I want to leave you with this last little quote. And I know quotes can always be, way over the edge. But I think this really is reflective of our college family here. The purpose of life is to be useful, to be responsible, to be compassionate. It is, above all, to matter, to count, to stand for something, to have made a difference. You and this college make a difference in the lives of our students each and every day. Let's make today the first day in our future together. It's onward and upward, folks. Thank you very much. Oh.